To today's 15-minute core and more fitness class. We have 5 moves we're going to be doing today. We're going to do each move twice. So the first time through, I want you to work on learning the move and how it works. And the second time through, you're going to work on perfecting the move. We'll begin with a short warm up, and then we'll do our 10 minutes of moves, and then we'll finish with a plank hold and then cool down. I'm going to do each of the moves for 40 seconds, and then I will give you 20 seconds rest, but feel free to go longer or go less than those 40 seconds. You can absolutely change it up for you. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with our warm up. We're going to be down on our mat today. So we're going to begin with some cat cows. As you inhale, you're going to arch that back or tuck it under, look up, exhale, round out the back, and drop the head. You're going to be moving with your breath. So each person will be moving a little bit slower or a little bit faster than the person next to you. Right here, while we're doing this move, we are warming up our lower back. We're getting our core engaged. We're getting ready for our workouts. So we're thinking about both the moves and about our breath. Let's do 2 more. Good. All right, we're going to stay here in tabletop position. We're going to move into bird dog for a warm up. You're going to extend out right hand with the left leg, hold it for a second, place it back down, then send out the right leg with the left hand and place it back down. With each of these moves, I want you to hold it for a second, and I want you to think about placing it in that position. We're not just running through the moves. This is very purposeful movement, as if you're placing a very, very fragile glass vase that was like a family heirloom, and you're setting it on the very top shelf. You're going to set it there very carefully. You're not just going to toss it up there. That same type of thought process as we place our hands and our legs out. We're keeping that core engaged. Hips are pointed down towards the ground as we move. 1 more on each side. Last one. Good. All right. We're going to move into a yoga type flow here. You're going to move up into plank. From here, you're going to push back so those hips go up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring it back to plank. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, push it up. Tuck those toes. Exhale, push back. So each move you're alternating inhale and exhale. We'll do a couple more. I'll walk you through 1 more. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push it up. Tuck those toes. Exhale, push back. Let's do 2 more with your own breath. All right. When you are ready, you're going to join me for our first move today. I call them penguin abs. You'll see why here in a second. You're going to be laying on your back. Your knees are bent. The most advanced, you are going to have your heels, your feet touching each other, and they're not going to be right next up to your butt. You're going to take your right hand, touch your right heel, left hand, touch that left heel. If you want to modify it, you can have your feet a little bit wider and have them closer up towards your butt so your movement won't be quite as big. Your choice. 40 seconds, ready, and begin. We're moving back and forth. As you are doing this, you can figure out why I call these penguin abs. They might have a different name. If they do, I don't know it. So we're going to stick with penguin abs for today. Feel free to start out with a more advanced position, and you can move to more modified.
If your 40 seconds is going and you can't finish it, that's fine, you can change. Or you can start out modified thinking that's what you need, and then you get going and realize, no, I could do a little bit more. So feel free to change as we're going. Almost done, and stop. Very good. Stay where you guys are at. Next one up is ab leg lifts. Or here on your back, I like to take my hands and put them underneath me. We're gonna start with our legs down, raise them up, lower them back down, raise them up, lower back down. When you're ready, you can join me. Advanced options here, you're gonna be lowering those legs all the way down until you're like an inch off of the floor. But as you do these, I want you to keep your lower back suction cupped on that mat. So you should not be able to put your hands underneath you. So if you start here and as you're going down, you see you arching your back, I don't want you to go as low. So only go as low as you can go with keeping that back on the mat. So that's one way to modify it. Another way to modify it is you can bend those knees and we can tap like this, and that also modifies it. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right, you're going to roll it onto your stomach. We're going to move into Supermans. I'll let you know when to begin, but we're going to pulse up, hold for a second, lower back down without touching, and bring it back up again. 40 seconds, ready. Let's begin. Hold up for a second and lower. Again, with these, you can move at your own pace, holding it longer, holding it less. I'm not going to a completely decontracted state, but you definitely can. There's a lot of room for modifications in all of these. We're about halfway through. Three, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're going to move into a side plank crunch. I'm going to start with the most advanced option. You can go up here in a full side plank and crunch your knee into your elbow. If you want to modify that, put that bottom knee down, and then you're going to crunch that knee into that elbow. You can touch your toe down or leave it hanging out there. 40 seconds, ready, and begin. These side planks and our side plank crunches work on our obliques, which are these sides of our abs. Think of them as like your twisting abs. So that is where you should be feeling it. We're halfway through. Remember, you can change up between modified and advanced at any point. Don't feel like you have to stay with the same thing for the entire 40 seconds. You can definitely change it up and stop. Good. Let's even ourselves out and do it on the other side. Same move. So we're even. Ready? And begin. 40 seconds. Again. I would say with all of our moves today, we want to think about using our muscles to move us into each of these positions as opposed to momentum. We're halfway through. What I mean by that is it'd be easy for me, right, just to yank these through here, but we want purposeful movement, knee to the elbow and extending back out, not just letting momentum and gravity make the movement happen. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We've done our 5 moves. Let's do them once more through. You've done them once, second time through. You know what you're doing. Let's perfect it. Push yourself. This is the last time through each of these exercises. You got it. Penguin abs and begin. We're halfway through. I always like to remind people to breathe through core exercises. It's really easy to hold your breath and not breathe at all. Don't do that. Breathe. You want oxygen. Oxygen is good for you, especially when you're exercising. So don't forget to breathe. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. We're onto those leg lifts or those leg lowers, raises. I'm going to start up. Remember, think about that lower back. Keeping that back on the ground. You can go straight leg, bent, as far or as low as it works for you. 40 seconds. Let's begin. You might find on the second time through that you can do a little bit more than the first time through. Perhaps if you're now familiar with the move, you might be able to do more. Or you might notice you can do less because you burned out on the first time through, halfway through. So I would say it's completely normal to be able to do more the second time through or to be able to do less, depending on how you did it the first time through. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Roll into your stomach. We're going back to those Supermans. Into position. Ready, and begin. So whether the second time through you're doing more reps or less reps or more advanced or more modified, your second time through is always going to be better because either you know what you're doing now, so you're familiar with it, or you're going all out more than you were the first time. And both of those things are really, really good for you. We're halfway through. This is working on our lower back, so you should be feeling this right here. It shouldn't be a glute exercise. It can be easy to turn it into one. Focus on these lower back muscles being what is pushing you up and holding you up here in this position. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's do both of our side planks. Side plank crunches. Getting here into position. Ready, and begin. Purposeful movement here. Remember that on this one. It's going to look precise. It's going to feel precise. Knee to elbow and extending back out. Your hand that is down on the ground, or halfway through, should be directly underneath your shoulder. So you don't want it way up front. You don't want it way in. You don't want it way out here, way out there. Directly underneath your shoulder, that knee, your whole body's going to be in line. It's going to make you more stable and be able to do the move correctly. And stop. Good. Last side. You guys are doing awesome. We are almost done. Here in position. Ready, and begin. Halfway through, you have 20 seconds left. If you are feeling it, that's a good thing. That means you're working hard, doing what you're supposed to be doing. You have a little bit of sweat. If you feel your heart rate rising, or if your body just feels warm, that is all really good things. Really good things. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We have a minute and a half left. I'm going to challenge you to hold a plank with me for 1 full minute. Ready? Hop on. Now, I'm going to show you, we're starting our minute, but I'm going to show you some options here for a plank. You can hold a high plank, like what I'm in right now, which means my arms are extended. You can modify the high plank, put those knees down on the ground. So those are options. You could do a low plank, which means you're down here. Forearm position, or modify the low plank. Put those knees down. Even more modified than that, you may not be able to see me the whole way, but you can do a plank on the wall for more modified, or off of your desk.
not off of a rolly chair. That won't end well. Lots of options here for our planks. We're gonna go for 8 more seconds. We're so close. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. I want you to push it back here into child's pose. This is gonna help us stretch out our lower back. It's gonna help us stretch out those shoulders after we just did those planks. I want you to take deep breaths in, big exhales, bring that heart rate on back down. You guys did great work today. You worked your core and more. You stopped your work day to join us. So 15 minutes, very well spent. So hats off to you guys. We are all done. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you next time.